There are days in homeschooling when motherhood feels very ordinary. You're making meals, answering questions, switching the laundry, helping with math, reminding a child again to stay focused. By the end of the day, it can feel like nothing particularly meaningful happened. Just another full, busy day that came and went. But every once in a while, it helps to pause and look at motherhood from the outside. That's exactly what artists have done for centuries. They stopped in the middle of everyday life and chose to capture something we often rush right past. When you look closely at their work, you start to notice a pattern. They weren't painting grand, perfect moments. They were painting the quiet ones, the repetitive ones, the ones that usually don't get noticed at all. And somehow those were the moments they saw as worth remembering. Today, I want to talk about several paintings that feature mothers doing mothering things. If you'd like to see these paintings, head over to the accompanying blog post to this episode. You can find that link in the show notes or description. If you are a homeschooler looking for ways to easily and affordably include a quality music education in your homeschool, you've come to the right place. This is the Music in Our Homeschool podcast. I'm Gena Mayo, homeschooling mom of 8 and music teacher for over 30 years. Our first painting is Domestic Happiness by Lily Martin Spencer. In this painting, a mother and father lean over their sleeping baby, completely absorbed in that small, peaceful scene. Nothing dramatic is happening. The baby is simply asleep. The room is calm. It's the kind of moment that would be easy to overlook in real life, especially after a long, tiring day. But the artist chose it on purpose. She saw something in that quiet moment that mattered, something worth slowing down to notice. It's a reminder that motherhood isn't made up of only milestones and big accomplishments. It's built from these small, unnoticed moments that fill our days. The next painting is Mary Cassatt's Maternal Kiss, and it shows a mother holding her child close and pressing a kiss against her cheek. The child isn't posing. The mother isn't trying to impress anyone. It almost feels like we're catching a glimpse of something private. Cassatt returned to scenes like this again and again, even though she never had children of her own. She saw something in motherhood that was worth returning to, something deep and constant, something easy to miss when you're the one living it every day. It makes you wonder how many of those small affectionate moments we experience without really seeing them. In Renoir's Gabrielle and Claude, a caregiver sits beside a young child, guiding his hands as he plays. It looks simple at first glance, even playful, but any mother knows better. This is the real work. The patient, repeated guiding, the sitting close, the showing and re-showing. The kind of teaching that doesn't look impressive from the outside, but shapes a child over time in ways that last. Artists noticed that too. They didn't just paint the results, they painted the process. And for that, I'm thankful because we live that every day in our homeschools. Next, I want you to see mother holding her child in a doorway. The setting is simple and worn. A mother stands in a doorway holding her baby, surrounded by the details of everyday life. There's no elegance here, no grandeur. And yet there's something steady and strong in the way she holds her child. There's a quiet dignity in it that feels familiar. It's a reminder that motherhood has never depended on perfect circumstances. It always has been about presence, showing up, and caring faithfully, even when life feels simple or even hard. Finally, we have La Maternité by Marguerite Gérard, where a mother lifts her baby while other children gather around. This scene is full of life, movement, and energy, and just a bit of that familiar chaos that comes with having multiple children nearby. This one doesn't feel still or quiet, and yet it's beautiful too, because it captures something true. Motherhood isn't always peaceful. It's often busy, layered, and full, but those are the moments that pass the quickest, the ones we later wish we could hold on to just a little longer. When you step back and look at these paintings together, something becomes clear. Artists didn't wait for perfect conditions. They didn't look for polished, put-together scenes. They chose the ordinary moments on purpose. The everyday interactions, the quiet expressions of love, the work that happens behind the scenes. They saw motherhood as something meaningful, even when it didn't feel that way from the inside. And maybe that's the perspective we need sometimes too. Because when you're in the middle of it, when the house is noisy, the schedule feels full, the to-do list never quite gets finished, it can be hard to see the beauty in what you're doing. But it's there. It's in the way you sit beside your child and help them understand something new. It's in the quick hug, the shared laugh, the moment of patience when it would be easier to rush. It's in the repetition, the showing up again and again. These are the moments artists chose to remember. Not because they were perfect, but because they were meaningful. If you need a small reset this week, try something simple. Pick one of these pieces of art and look at it together with your kids. You don't need to prepare anything or turn it into a full lesson. Just ask a few gentle questions. What do you notice? How do you think the mother feels? What is the child doing? Does this remind you of anything in our own family? That's enough. Sometimes just noticing is where the learning and the appreciation begins. If you want a really easy way to do this, I do sell fine art pages, and I have a set called The Joy of Motherhood and Mother and Child fine art pages that you can find in the accompanying blog post. They're designed to create a kind of meaningful art appreciation that is super simple. All you do is print out the pages and put them up in different places around your home. Let your family notice them naturally throughout the day. And over time, those small moments of noticing begin to add up, like the moments of motherhood itself. Until next time, my Harmony Heroes, thank you for joining me today. I hope you'll subscribe to the podcast, and I will see you next week.